Good morning, everybody. This is your favorite aspiring revolutionary here, a wandering author, reminding you that we're all the authors of our own lives. As always, my message remains the same: spend less, live more, earn your freedom with frugality. Today we are in the end of Shangri-La Falls Heartlight Trail, although I've been told this isn't actually Shangri-La Falls. Anyways, I thought it was a good spot and nobody's going to tell me wrong. We're going to talk some more about Aristotle, and I'm going to try to break up the video into a few different parts, and also we're going to reframe why we're even speaking about this in the first place. So one, anytime we speak about Aristotle, the language he used was Koine Greek, which is the same language used in the New Testament. And if you're someone who believes that language and meaning are important things in our lives, then though that has to be one of the most important languages of all time. Now, today we're going to speak about charm. Also, Aristotle can be really funny. I will be rejoining the workforce traditionally here relatively soon, and I believe I'll be becoming a homeowner here within like the next 4 to 8 weeks. So, I've got a ton. As you can see, each one of these is like a full chapter on this. I'm also still going to be doing the history part, and again, I'm going to try to break up the videos into multiple parts. So in book 4, we're still going through the virtues, and Aristotle puts all of the virtues on a scale. Now, this isn't one of the ones like courage. Again, towards the end of book 4, there aren't really specific words for them. I used the word charm because that's what I felt, but it's really just like, he says it's observing the mean between buffoonery and wit, or a kind of wittiness. There's a certain standard of good taste in social behavior, and also in the sort of things we allow be said to us. That's the very opening of the chapter. Ultimately, he places it between being a buffoon and boring, almost like a class clown, and then somebody who can't have fun at all. And it will also concern us whether those in whose company we speak or to whom we listen conform to the same rules of propriety. That's just another fancy way of saying the company that we have also matters. It's not good to be a class clown and to also always be making an ass out of yourself. And as Aristotle phrases it, to be more concerned to raise a laugh than to keep with the bounds of decorum. But also being boorish or boring. Those who jest with good taste. Being boorish or boring is not good either. Those who jest with good taste are called witty or versatile. And it's good to have, if you're truly a witty person, the common perspective is that springs from your character, right? Now, buffoonery on this end of the spectrum can resemble wit because it does make people laugh. Witty people and buffoons, class clowns, they make people laugh, but they are incredibly different in reality, so that begs the question, what's the difference, right? Wit's characterized by something called tact, hashtag tact. And Aristotle says it, the possessor of which will say and allow to be said of him only the sorts of things that are suitable to a virtuous man and a gentleman. And picking back up, the jesting of a gentleman differs from that of a servant, and we're trying to be gentlemen, not servants, y'all. As does that of an educated man from an uneducated one. Hashtag insightful. You can tell the difference, even though it's difficult to put an actual definition on it. Even Aristotle actually admits that when it comes to social things, it can be difficult to define them the way that we do with math, right? The earlier dramatists found their fun in obscenity, the modern prefer innuendo, which marks a great advance in decorum. I concur, right? Hashtag insightful. And the cultivated gentleman will therefore regulate his wit. They're not somebody that's going to be like a buffoon and just making fun of everybody, but they're also not going to be a bore. The buffoon is one who cannot resist a joke. He will not keep his tongue off himself or anyone else. If he can raise a laugh and will say things which a man of refinement would never say, some of which he wouldn't even allow be said to him. Hashtag hypocritical, right? So the guy who's a class clown, the idiot, the guy who does not know when to stop joking, also is the guy who cannot take a joke for whatever reason. It's because it's a deficit of character. The boar is of no use in playful conversation, though. He contributes nothing and takes offense at everything. And nobody likes to be around people like that, right? Now, good jokes are not painful. Its jests are never unbecoming to a gentleman, or it avoids giving pain and actually gives pleasure to its object. So somebody who's witty is going to actually make his companions, their friends, feel good when they're around them. And they're not going to unnecessarily tear into their friends. And that's really how you become charming, right? At least according to Aristotle. Now, we are at the end of, that's the end of chapter 8. And then we have one last one, which is shame and modesty. And we'll review all of the different virtues before we move on. The book after this one, Aristotle goes into justice and injustice and fairness or unfairness, which I think is a pretty interesting one. I used to be hesitant when I was younger because I worried about what is right, and that's really what he's asking when he looks at the concept of justice. But